Gang, we feel bad. Last week's offer on the Close on Rio Tira Sauvignon Blanc sold out in a flash, and part of it was our fault. We did not get you enough gear at the start. We did not anticipate the demand, and accordingly we sold out quickly. Now, we might see a little more of that wine a couple months from now, but in the meantime, we do want to make it up to you. So today, we're featuring an equally or even more compelling deal, depending on how you look at it. This is the Astrolabe 2022 Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc. So we're dealing with Marlborough, we're dealing with Sauvignon Blanc, we're dealing with the same vintage, screw caps, boom. There's a difference. Simon and Jake Weghorn are not French. They're not 10th generation French, but they do care. And they are interested in making distinctive New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. They're not interested in cookie cutter Sauvignon Blanc. So the two of them have undertaken serious research in terroir, soil. I could get really technical with you, but that'd be really boring. You know, one of the most technical, actually one of the most horrible wine books I ever read was a book on soil. So we're not gonna get into that because I know soil is boring. Anyway, the Astrolabe 2022 Sauvignon Blanc Marlborough, fermented in stainless steel with what they call neutral yeast, not native yeast, right? There's a difference. We talked about native yeast a little bit with the Otira wine. It's a partial native yeast fermentation. Here it's neutral yeast. And the concept's kind of the same, letting the terroir shine. But here, the Weghorns are just using a yeast that carries no flavor profile of its own. Because yeasts can have flavor. I don't know if you're aware of that, but you can have like banana-y yeasts, and you can have, you know, just all different characters come through with the type of yeast you use for the fermentation. Their yeast is perfectly, beautifully neutral, so this is true terroir wine. Bright, crisp, classic Marlborough New Zealand Sauvignon. Guava. I call them like tangy tropicals, right? Not like fat tropical fruit. This isn't coconut and stuff like that. This is guava, like humming, fresh, snappy tropical fruits. I adore it. A little bit of lime, little touch of the grass, not too much of the vegetal characteristics that can dominate New Zealand Sauvignon. And I think that's why this wine is so immensely popular, especially in the great 2022 vintage. How popular, you might ask? Well, how about the number 15 Wine Spectator Wine of the Year? You know how many wines Wine Spectator tastes? You know how many wines go through this process? And to have them cut it to 100, right? And then from there to make the top 20. Not only that, but you're the cheapest wine in those top 20 wines. So there is one other wine that's the same price, but these two wines are unequivocally the two top deals in the Spectator Top 20 list this year. Unimpeachably brilliant wine, one of the best Sauvies we've ever tasted. 94 points from Spectator, by the way, makes it the second highest scoring New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc of all time from the magazine. That's kind of a big deal, right? Kind of a big deal. 18 bucks. So I apologize, but last week's was 25. This is 18 bucks. Hell of a Sauvignon Blanc for $18. And I'd recommend getting in on this quickly. There is not a ton around, and after the whole Wine Spectator thing, like the Otira we sold last week, or didn't sell to you, sorry, this wine's gonna be hot as hell. So jump in, get some. The Astrolabe 2022 Sauvignon Blanc, gorgeous stuff.